Hello there my heroes and heroines, how are you? Today I want to talk about Devil May Cry 5 because I've been wondering how a DLC or a special edition of the game could be. Sure, there are some obvious content they would probably add in a DLC or special edition of the game, like Virgil playable and maybe Lady and Trish too, but I think they can do more this time. I'm almost certain they are gonna add Virgil for us to play, cause there is really no reason not to. He's already in the game, he's got a complete set of moves, so it's not like they have to create the character from the beginning like in the MC4 Special Edition. All they gotta do is make him playable, everything else has been done already. And also, people love him so much that most would buy him as soon as he was released. So Virgil is most likely gonna be available for us to play. However, what if they give us a story where we could play as Virgil? In DMC3 and 4 Special Edition, they allowed us to play with him, but only on Bloody Palace mode and on the same story we already played before. Same scenarios, same bosses. The only difference was that there were no cutscenes during the story and a few new cutscenes in the beginning and in the end of the story mode. These new cutscenes were awesome and explained us what Virgil was doing in the story places. Like in DMC3, he was in Tamna to activate the mechanisms and prepare everything for when Dante comes, and in DMC4 he went to Fortuna to see what were the real intentions of the Order of the Sword, which was the organization that was worshipping his father, and he was studying him at the time. So that was good because it explained why he was there, but that was it. Everything else was pretty much playing the exact same game, but with Virgil this time. And the same goes for Lady and Trish in the MC4 Special Edition, where we played Nero's missions with Lady and Dante's missions with Trish, with a few new cutscenes in the beginning and in the end of the story. Not that it wasn't nice to play as these characters, I love that, but if they had a story of their own, it would have been so much better, and now in DMC5, it is very possible. At the end of the game, we have a cutscene where we can see Lady and Trish at the Devil May Cry agency, and then Morrison comes in and says that he's got a job for them. He doesn't give us any information on that job, but Lady and Trish leave the agency with Morrison, suggesting they are gonna accept it. If they give us Lady and Trish to play as, they could have us play with them in this new job Morrison is talking about. This way, we would have a new story to play, and it would contain new cutscenes, new scenarios, new bosses, and of course, it would be with Lady and Trish. This way, it would be so much better, cause everything would be new and not just new characters in the same story. And since Morrison mentioned nothing about this job, it could be anything, so they can do anything they want, which makes the possibilities limitless.
What is important is I have a job for you too. Cause the rent ain't free.
So for Lady and Trish, there's already the possibility to follow up with a DLC, but let's talk about Virgil now. Even though Virgil's final cutscene with Dante wasn't suggesting some possible plot to follow up with a DLC like with Lady and Trish, I had some ideas myself on how they could do it. I'm gonna tell you my idea now, but before I do, I just wanna ask you to tell me what do you think about it in the comments after you finish watching the video, and leave a thumbs up if you like it, okay? So, here's my idea. In Devil May Cry 5, Virgil uses the Qliphot tree, which absorbs people's blood to make a fruit out of it, and whoever eats it gets an unmensurable amount of power. Virgil's demonic side Hiruzen ate the fruit and got all this amazing power, but was defeated by Dante and then reunited with Virgil's human side, V, making Virgil complete once again. Virgil leaves this area where he took the fruit, opening a portal to the top of the Qliphot, where he waited for Dante. Dante and Nero also left the area and went after Virgil. Dante and Virgil fought, and then Nero and Virgil fought. But during Nero and Virgil's fight, Nero pointed out that they should stop fighting because the underworld was taking over and the Qliphot roots were spreading.
Enough, damn it! The underworld is taking over. We need to do something before it's too late.
So Virgil and Dante decide to go to the underworld because they need to sever the Qliphot roots from the underworld itself and then seal the portal with Yamato.
We need to sever the Qliphot roots from the underworld itself. Then we'll seal the portal with the Yamato.
Dante and Virgil go to the underworld and take care of the Qliphoth roots, as shown in the cutscene, where we can see that even Nero realized that.
Guess that's the end then.
However, in between the time Virgil opened the portal and went to the top of the Qliphoth and Dante and Nero went after him, and the time Dante and Virgil got back to the underworld to sever the Qliphoth roots, what if the Qliphoth tree had another fruit? While they were all busy fighting each other, the Qliphoth roots were spreading, as stated by Virgil. What if it managed to have enough blood to make one more fruit? Remember, Nero, Dante and Virgil all left the area of the fruit to go to the top of the Qliphoth tree. So, if it had another fruit, it could have been easily been taken by a demon while they were there and they wouldn't even know about it. If the tree had another fruit and a demon took it, this demon would gain insane amount of power. But remember, Virgil's demonic side, Urizen, was already the most powerful demon even before he took the fruit, and then he took it and was still defeated by Dante. So it doesn't matter which demon takes the fruit, because none of them will be a match for Dante nor Virgil, since none of them were nearly as close to the power of Urizen, and Dante already defeated Urizen after he ate the fruit. Considering that, the demon who eats the fruit is still gonna be no challenge for Dante and Virgil. Unless this demon has already taken another fruit before. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Even the almighty Mundus used it to become king of the underworld.
Yes, Mundus! They could make Mundus return and take the fruit. It would be perfect, because he's the main villain of the series, the arch-rival of the Sparta family, and the only one who could be a threat for Dante and Virgil. Not only would it be perfect, but it is quite possible too, because remember, Mundus is still alive because Dante did not kill him. He only sealed him in the underworld, just like Sparta did. And because he's in the underworld, it is very possible for him to obtain the fruit because it's also in the underworld. He already used the Qliphoth to get a fruit himself, so he knows of its existence and would notice its return because the roots keep spreading everywhere. This would be the perfect opportunity for him to return, because if he takes the fruit, he would be more powerful than ever. Everything makes sense. Considering all of that, the story could go like this. Virgil and Dante are training together, like always, and then they learn there's a new Demon King. It could either be a demon sent to attack them in the name of the new Demon King, or they could feel a really powerful demonic presence or something like that. Then they go after this Demon King to see what's going on, and the missions could be this path we'll have to go through to reach him. When they finally reach the new king, they see it's Mundus, and he could be sitting in the throne that Virgil was sitting as Urizen before, or some other place too. It just gotta be epic. They start to fight, but this time it's not gonna be like before. This is gonna be the last confrontation between the Sparta family and Mundus, because this time Mundus is gonna fight against Virgil in his true form. Sparta sealed Mundus, Dante sealed Mundus, but Virgil is going to finish him once and for all. Mundus took advantage over Virgil in the end of DMC3, fighting him in his worst moments and then found a way to control him. But this time, Virgil is finally gonna have his revenge. It's gonna be perfect, because it will be the first time we play as Virgil in his own story. He's going to get his revenge against the most powerful demon, with the exception of himself, Dante, Nero and Sparta, which would be the proof of his absolute power that he always wanted, and he would be the protagonist for the first time, finishing the job Sparta and Dante started, completing the cycle of the Sparta family against Mundus.
That's right. Come on.
So this was a simplified version of my idea because there are still a lot of details and different possibilities I thought about, but didn't say here because otherwise this video would be too long. But I'm gonna make a part 2 of this video where I'll give you all the details and possibilities. The most important ideas are here, but if you want to see part 2, don't forget to subscribe in the channel to receive it and more Devil May Cry content as well. Also, if you could give me a stylish thumbs up, I would appreciate it, and don't forget to give me your opinion about my idea and also tell me what's yours, okay? Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.